with Dedrick Crocklem up here in Top Rank Gym. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing good, doing good. Just got done doing 9 rounds with two different professional fighters.
Okay.
Real good work. Just excited to be out here in Vegas getting ready for my fight May 16th.
Okay, who are you fighting May 16th? And is that on that's the Bam Rodriguez card?
The Keyshawn Davis card.
Keyshawn Davis in Virginia.
Yeah, I'm fighting Eric Howard, 7-4 as a professional from Florida. So, I'm prepared for it mentally, physically, emotionally more. So,
And now your professional record is 6-0? Yeah? Were they all knockouts?
6-0 with 3 knockouts.
3 knockouts.
Yeah.
So I was looking about like a lot of different things on your record, and I just have to say I am extremely impressed with you. Like, you have already reached a pinnacle as far as in an amateur career, and I am just wondering what your vision is like as a pinnacle for your professional career. Like, where do you see yourself going?
World champion status, being one
Oh,
of the
absolutely.
greatest, being, a legend in the sport, the same drive I had to be a national champion, be an international champion, and more, there's the same hunger me and my coaches, preparing to do on this pro side. Everything we did in the amateurs was a setup for us to do over here, so we're just waiting for everything. We're staying ready. Every day in the gym is, just waiting for that call when it happens.
And now, as an amateur, what has changed though from then to now becoming professional? Is it obviously you still have the same mindset, but I mean, I'm just trying to really make sense of it all, because mentally you had started this journey from such a young age and accomplished so much. And what's driving you? Like, what's the motivator? I mean, the motivation that you have is off the charts.
Yeah. It's my mom, my father, my family. They're the people that motivate me, drive me. Not only that, my coach as well. Been on my tail each and every day. It just it inspires me to get to where I need to get to. The same way, like I said, from the amateurs, being pushed, pushed to the higher level. Just to be who I wanted to be. International champion, Team USA, alternate, things like that. Now we're just stepping over to another craft, and doing it big over here.
And now, how old were you when you started boxing?
8 years old.
So, as an 8-year-old, what was the thought process that you had when you were 8? Did you just start boxing and you were like, you know what, I'm just going full speed ahead? Like, what happened?
Nah, I was a fighter. I was a fighter. I came out the womb fighting. My mom didn't want me to be no punk. When I first came out. At the age of 6 months, she used to get on her knees, and me and her used to fight the whole time, all the way up until 8 years old. I got in the sport because of my uncle, Mark Matthews. He made his way for me to be up in here, but we here now. So.
And now, but growing up, all the training and all the fighting, did you ever feel like you missed out on something from childhood? Or like, were you watching other people your age, and what were they thinking about you? Were they watching you from a distance? Did you have a lot of friends growing up? Because I mean, this takes a lot of time and dedication.
Yeah. I had, a couple of friends. Most of my friends are boxing friends. I'm a trained fanatic. I'm in the gym 7 days a week. Train 2-3 times a day. Doing everything I can just to make sure that I'm at the best. Being the best that I can be as possible. I don't. I missed out on prom. Homecomings, all. Parties, everything that everybody else wanted to do. That wasn't my life. That wasn't the things I wanted to do. My life is where it is right now. What I mean? And it got me to being an international champion and being Olympic trials champion. And I know for dang sure it's gonna make me a world champion, one of the greatest.
Amen.
So.
Amen. I'm watching you. Believe me. I'm beyond impressed. Have you ever faced any adversity because of your level of success at such a young age?
100%. It comes with the sport. It comes with life in general. You gotta face adversity to get to where you want to get. I face a lot of things. In and out of camp, and just seeing me still stay focused, me still do the things I said I was gonna do. It's showing a lot. It shows a lot. Not just in my training, but just as the person I am in life, you know, as the young man I am. So, you know, adversity always pushes me to go harder, go stronger, and be the best man I can be as possible.
Do you have a message for anybody that you have faced adversity against? I mean, sometimes it can be, I mean, for myself, like I feel like sometimes I want to kind of snicker when I have some success. You know, is there? Do you ever feel that way? Like, look at me now.
Yeah, right the fight, you know, I get excited. You know what I mean? Like after facing all that, the first person I run over to is my mom. You know, because that's my comfort. That's the person that she did it all for me, really. You know what I mean? And that's the person that I know. You know, I came out on top with, and you know, she's everything right there. You know, that's my comfort right there. That's the person I go to.
What's her name?
LaShonda Matthews.
LaShonda Matthews. Hello, LaShonda. It is a wonderful. You have a wonderful son, and I absolutely adore him. So, as far as your next fight, is there any talk about who you're gonna fight next? What's going on with that? Like, as far as like after this fight coming up, like, do you have a plan?
Right now, after this fight, we'll probably get a fight. I want to be back in the ring in June, but possibility is gonna be July.
Okay.
So I'm, you know, just preparing for all those things that's, you know, coming. So, but none really in favor right now. But I want to fight in June if I could. I would hope to get on the Boots Ennis and Zenda's card. You know, if that doesn't go in my favor, you know, I'll be back in January. I mean in July. You know, back in the tag. So, you know, put on the show again.
So for the Xander Boots card, anybody you'd like to call out?
Sure. If I had a name, I'll give it to you. As of right now, I'm focused on Eric Howard. Can't sleep on him.
Okay.
You know, he's gonna make my resume better. He's gonna make me do the things I need to do to show everybody why I'm the best at 130. Why I say I will be world champion real soon.
And now, what do you think about people that are struggling where they're at right now? And like, obviously you were raised in boxing pretty much. I mean, you were born boxing. But what about people that, or people that are younger that haven't had the opportunity to experience boxing, or maybe they want to? What's any suggestion that you would have for them, like, to just get started? I know I've talked with a lot of youth, and sometimes they feel uncomfortable, like they're being judged in the boxing gym.
Nah. First thing I tell them, you know, how bad you want it. You know, that's my favorite thing to go to. How bad you want it. Can't be in the sport if you don't know what you want to do in this sport. You know, you ain't gonna get judged by the way that you only gonna get judged by the way that you're over here, you know, slacking off and not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know, you come up in here, you know, straight business, straight work from here on out. You know, no playing games, no lollygagging. You know, we did all that. You know, when we was kids. You know, so when you step into that big boy level. You know, like grown man world, you know, all that stuff gotta go behind you. It's mentally, physically, emotionally focused on what the task at hand, how bad you want to do this thing.
And now, so we know that you're going to be world champion.
Yes, sir. No.
Are there other things that you're doing in the background that you're aspiring to do? Do you have any other, like, aside from boxing, which pretty much is your entire life, are there, like, what are some other things that you do? Like, what do you do when you want to just break away from this for just to clear your mind, or?
Shoot. If I'm being honest, I'm a boring person, you know? I eat, sleep, dream boxing. You know,
well, what do you eat? Do you eat anything good at least?
I like pizza. I like snacks.
Okay.
I be trying to hide them right now from my coach while we're in camp, but you know, nah, but you know, I'm a pretty boring person. If I'm not boxing, I'm at home, chilling with my family, enjoying time with them, you know, especially spending time with my favorite little sisters and stuff. So if I ain't in the gym, I'm at home all day, relaxing, kicking it with them, or if I'm not with them, I'm at the gym every day.
Wow. What's your least favorite part of all of the training that you've done?
Running. Shoot, that's the.
Okay.
I hate track work. That's the biggest thing. I hate track work. If I enjoy track work, it's just the thing that we do, you know. But I run every